Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Transparent Tuesday. I am your host, author, life coach, inspirational speaker, Simply Francis. I'm excited about tonight. We have a guest. I haven't had a guest in a while. I was having guests, and then I said, you know what? God, you gave this platform to me, and I'm going to use it to speak and say whatever it is, the message that you want me to put out there. But sometimes we need to have guests. We need to have other aspects of life, other journeys and testimonies that people have gone through. So I'm so excited about our guest today. She's an author, and I kind of read her book, and it's an attention grabber. Like, you need to make sure you go out and support. So I will be giving her the opportunity to let you know where you can purchase her book on when I bring her on. But I just wanted to welcome you guys. I also wanted to remind you guys of the Thanksgiving drive. Thanksgiving is right around the corner. If you need a blessing or someone that you know is in need of a blessing, please reach out and let me know. Let me put the website on there. Go to the website. You guys can message me, DM me. A lot of people have my phone number. Just reach out and let me know. At one point in time, I needed blessings and I wasn't able to do certain things. And I'm so excited and I'm so blessed and grateful and thankful to God that now I'm able to be a blessing to others. Don't feel ashamed. Everyone has their own testimony in their walk of life. I won't tell anybody. It's all confidential unless you would like for me to share. But if you're in need or someone else you know is in need, please reach out. It's the holiday season. There's a lot going on in the world right now, and we still need to be about our Father's business. No one needs to go without, especially when God has blessed so many people enough to be a blessing to someone else without lacking themselves. Without further ado or any hesitation, I'd like to welcome author Tiffany. Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
Excuse me. I'm doing good. I'm so excited to have you. Your testimony is so powerful. Your book, oh my gosh, Sexual Healing.
Yes.
So when I first read the title,
Yes.
I'm like, okay, sexual healing. I don't want to be judgmental. So is this sexual healing from like an addiction of sex? Is it sexual healing because of childhood trauma? Like, I wasn't sure which direction the book was going in.
Okay.
But when I read the book, as I told you off camera, 2 chapters in, I was hooked. I was most definitely hooked. So please introduce yourself. Let us know about your book and your testimony. This is a platform, and however God gives it to you, just give it to us.
Okay. All right. First, like you introduced me, my name is Tiffany Blackmon. I reside here in Hendersonville, Tennessee, with my family, my husband, and I have 3 beautiful children, but we have 3 additions. My husband, we've been married going on 5 years. So with coming along with my husband, he brought on 3
Your
of my...
your connection keeps going in and out.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. But you're like freezing and your connection, I don't know what.
Bad.
Yeah.
Hold just a moment.
You guys know that with all of the kids being in school, connections are bad now. So just work with us, be patient with us. As you can see, the enemy's probably mad and doesn't want her to share her testimony and her story. But sexual healing is her book, what it's about. So I believe that, some people have walked that walk, and it's very important to hear other people's story and know that you're not alone. You're still frozen, and you don't need to be ashamed. We all go through things in life. We all have our testimony. Those of you that have ran married outside of God's will, you know that I've been through things myself. I've been through, a lot of it was because of my choice. I take a lot of responsibility for the things that I went through in my life, you know, and everybody else's is different. But we all have a story. And even though our journeys may be different, we might have hit the same corner. Okay, you're back.
All right. I pray that that the airways clear up. You know,
Yes.
sometimes the enemy is really mad, and I know he's mad at me for coming out to help so many others. And I just want to serve him notice early on that we are here to help others, and we're going to
Mm-hmm.
go forward. How about
Yes.
that? Let's tell
He
him
has
about
no
that.
authority over this.
No authority, and he know we don't play with them. I don't play with them, so I want to put that out there so he can stop this interview. All right, where we stopped off, my name is Tiffany Blackmon. I reside here in Hendersonville, Tennessee. We have 6 beautiful children, 3 of biologically that's mine and 3 that belong to my husband, and we have 2 beautiful grandchildren. Um, I am a nurse, career-wise, been a nurse for 10 years. I'm an entrepreneur of a new Helping Hands non-emergent medical transportation company to help elderly patients to get back and forth to their appointments, their much needed appointments. And then the lower birth sexual healing by way of me, the beginning of this year. Actually, a couple of years ago, my twin sister Tiffany, she had introduced me to my publisher now, which is Miss Zoe Davis, and we got to talking, and I made a $50 deposit, right? And so I wasn't ready. I was still nervous about
Mm-hmm.
what the people would say, would the people listen to me? And the Lord started dealing with me, and then here we are, a year and a half, 2 years later. Right at 2 years later, here's sexual healing. Um, Sexual healing was birthed. I was sitting on my back in the back of my home, and the name sexual healing came to me to name this book, to help set the captives feet free from the Lord for the Lord, and to snatch all of creation back from the pit of hell by way of sex, because sex is very enticing, it's enjoyable, but I believe, being the woman of the faith now and really taking it serious, that sex was designed as a gift for marriage.
Yes.
But so many times I got it twisted. Wasn't always promiscuous woman, but I didn't do it right all the time either. And that's where my voice is out here sounding to tell the people, the young lady that's trying to talk to you, she didn't always have it right. So it's not that we come in judgment. That's what society say when you try to come and lend a helping hand. Oh, you
Mm-hmm.
judging me. But that's not what
Mm-mm.
we're doing. We are coming to tell you we've been there, we've done that. And if you
Yes.
haven't started, don't start. If you're still partaking, please, it's a way out, come out. So that's what the book is about. But the book started, so many things was revealed to me, Ms. Dupree, when I sat down to write. I didn't know how Father was going to start reminding me of things that happened to me in my childhood that he had protected my mind from. He's such a gracious and protecting God like that. He didn't allow me to walk in shame. I didn't even tell my mom and my sister, my twin sister, we are just like this. I didn't even tell my twin sister and my mother until I became this 38, 39-year old woman, about to be 40 years old right now. I walked around with that on and off because in the book, as the people when they purchase, and now that you have access in the book, I didn't really realize what it was that I was participating in, being the age 3, 4, 5 years old.
Wow.
You don't know what you're doing at that age. You don't know. And
No.
then for it to be with somebody that is a family friend, a trusted friend, someone that's there to really protect you, someone that's there that the family welcome. I didn't know. And like in the book, I put it in where the pain that I experienced during that one time, it only happened to me once, but it happened. And that's why I will tell anyone that in a safe haven, as safe as it was back there in the country at my grandmother's house, it was safe. Anybody that knew our family knew it was a safe environment. And for the enemy to come up in a space where it's safety, it's protection, he shows up.
Hmm.
He shows up and he got access to me at an early age. He wanted to
Hmm.
take me out in an
Yes, because
early
of the calling that you have on your life. So he tried to take you out
He tried
early.
to take it early. Little did he know he had a little piece of the story. That father will wake me up later in life and say,
Hmm.
"Hey, I got a tribe that you got to go back and save."
Yes.
That's how he did that for me. Um, I could remember when I got touched playing hide and go seek that the children's play. I didn't let my children play it because what happened to me. It always was an eerie game. At the time I didn't know why I wasn't letting them play it like that. It was just something that always would do something to me with my children when they start growing up. I don't want y'all to play no games like that. I always want to see. I want to see you. Don't go in no rooms with no little boys or nothing like
Hmm.
that. Children play in the front so the adults can see you. I always was adamant about that, but I really didn't know what extent until later on in life. I can remember how I can relate it to the similarities was when I was illegally touched. I had this burning sensation after the engagement. And I
Wow.
related it to, now that I think back, as when I would get in the tub and might use too much soap on my private part.
Hmm.
It was that burning sensation. And so, okay, I've experienced a little burning before, so that didn't allow me to tell nobody that I had this burning sensation as a little girl, you know. But years later, I became a teenager. That touch, even though it was painful, it was a touch that woke up the curiosity of sex.
Hmm.
It woke it up. And so now that another family that knows my family, now it's the tall basketball player that's real cute and tall. My family like him. My family knows him, so now I'm safe. And now that's become the father of my first child.
Mm.
And we didn't get involved until after my 12th grade year of high school, but it still was wrong because it was fornication.
Yes.
you know. And
And you
then,
know what
come on.
some people fail to realize is with fornication, it comes soul ties, and then you're connected to this
Yes,
person. And this is why God tells us you gotta wait. And we don't,
yes,
we're hard headed. We don't want to
yes.
listen. No, I want to do it my way. God, I don't want to listen to you. Father, I want to be disobedient. But
No,
then here we are, fast forward as adults, and we're married and we're trying to walk with God and walk
my
this thing
God.
out and go back and let other people know you're not alone. I've had this experience, but we still
Yes,
have to heal. We have to
we
break
got
those soul
to.
ties. We have to break those connections that we have with the people that we laid with before
Yes,
we were married. And then
yes,
they have a connection to us.
yes.
So we don't even realize the doors that we're opening and the bonds that we're forming by being disobedient that God is trying to stop us from.
From it.
And then, not even that, you were a child
I was a
that had
child.
kept a big secret
Yes, a
all the
huge
way
one.
into your adult years, and then you have children of your own, and now it's affecting the decisions that you're making, the way you're raising your children, the way you want your children to interact with other people. That's very traumatizing. And the
Yes,
person that put you into that situation, that was so selfish. But then again, you don't know what they went through. You don't know if
It
they were touched, if
could have been
they were not reacting, but remodeling,
what
resembling what
what
they
they
went
going
through.
through. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes that's what happened. And I like the part that you said. Sometime when you be involved like that, it affect your family, right? I
Yes.
have a daughter, a biological daughter. She hardly ever want to wear
Swante,
dresses.
I need a charger, please, for the laptop.
Hardly ever want to wear dresses. Know why? Because her mother hardly ever want to wear dresses. Know why? Because she felt safe in pants.
It was one over here.
You know, because
Mm-hmm.
I felt safe in pants. I didn't want nobody to put me in no pants. People were thinking, and I would tell people, oh, because I have thin legs, I don't have big
That was
legs,
in
I
a
want to
circle.
cover my legs up.
Ask Preston where it's at.
But it was not because all the time of me wanting to cover my legs up. I just felt safe in my pants. And that's
Mm-hmm.
what I did for my daughter. She really can care less about a dress. You know, she'll put one on if it's just something that she just have to have a dress on for. But for the most part, she just like her mom. She want to put on her blue jeans, she'll put on her sneakers, and she ready to go. You know. So and now I have to really say, girl, put you some girly girl stuff on, you know. But I
Mm-hmm.
created that because I felt like she would be safe as well, you know. So
Right. So
it's a lot.
let me ask you this. Now that you've written the book, you've told your
Mm-hmm.
testimony. Actually,
Yes.
please tell us the title, where we can find the book, the cost of the book. I want to make sure that everyone supports you.
Yes. Actually, on Monday, Sexual Healing by Tiffany Blackmon became available on Amazon. So you can go to Amazon and purchase it. There is $19.99. Also, you can get with my publisher and you can find it on www.witnesslegend.com sexual healing. And you purchase it from her, be $19.99. And plus of course shipping and handling.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So, what I want to, you guys, don't be loud. What I wanted to ask you was, now that you've written the book, and of
Mm-hmm.
course, God had to bring things back to your memory, so you were able to be very transparent and
Yes.
you're able to reach others. Do you feel that you've fully healed, or are you still in the healing process?
You know what? I believe after I got my cries out, after I sat and I just had time with God to pray and fast some and just really deal with that thing. I said, I really, and then it got me emotional because I was like, God, you really kept my mind. When somebody say
Mm-hmm.
I was really kept. I mean, to the point where he put it back here until I could really handle it. I went through
Right.
childhood all the way up to adulthood, not really dealing with it. So I would say I am I'm safe to say I'm 90% healed. And I would say the other 10% is coming because when you try to come out and then if it's new to me, if it's kind of new to me that I'm releasing it to the people, think about the people that I'm releasing it to. And when I say that is my mother, that wish
Mm.
that wish to God that she knew.
Yeah.
That think about it. I'm a mom. If my daughter come and tell me that somebody have did her wrong, I would want to not so much go and just do something wrong to him, but I would want to console her and make sure we do what we need to get done.
Yes.
So she didn't have that opportunity to
Mm-hmm.
get that done. So I really feel her as a parent there. I have siblings that they probably wish they can go and get whoever it is too, you know? But
Mm-hmm.
even in that, it was me. I got touched. And I have to be the one to heal. I give them their time and they heal how they want. But it happened to me.
Yes.
And so that 10% right there, when I say the 10%, I'm trying to deal with other areas to make sure that they're okay. Then I think I kind of put that 10% on hold to make sure everybody else is fine. If that makes sense to you. I want to
No,
patch up
it
and make
does.
sure that
It
they're
does
good
make sense.
too.
I've dealt with situations in
Yeah, I
life
want to make sure
to
that they're
where I
fine
had
too.
to make
But
sure. my kids and everyone that was
Yeah.
connected to me were okay. And then
Yeah.
once I knew they were okay, I was able to go back and make sure that I was
That
okay.
she was okay. So I think I have healed to a point where I can keep going and keep encouraging and keep on releasing, keep on releasing. And I think the more I'm able to release and encourage others, the more my healing comes. Because Father do things in steps for me.
Yes.
I think the more I move forward, the more the healing comes. I
Hmm.
think that's a good way to put it. So 100%, I don't think I'm completely there, but I think I really accomplished a whole lot.
Wow.
Yeah, I really do.
That is so true. So nowadays, the times that we live in, it's not
Mm-hmm.
just little girls being touched or women being touched, but it's little boys and men.
Yes.
And most of them, like you, like
Mm-hmm.
myself,
Mm-hmm.
don't say anything. One, well, I can only speak for myself. I can't speak
Okay.
for you.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if anyone would believe me.
Yeah.
I didn't want to cause a problem because of the person that did it. They were actually family. So it's
Okay.
kind of like, okay, are they going to believe me? Now family's going to hate family.
Mm-hmm.
And I was young, like you were young. I got taken from my mom at 7. So this was before I was taken from her.
Okay.
And it's a lot of aspects that go into it. And it's so heartbreaking. And it so disrupts your life and gives you a lot of trauma when you have to keep such a big secret at a young age.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it pops up at the weirdest time. If
It
someone tries
does.
to touch you or
Yeah.
try to get intimate with you, you might jump, you might squirm a little. And even though you know this person is coming out of love, you still feel a tad bit uncomfortable. You have, and then
Mm-hmm.
there's some people that are victims and they become promiscuous.
Oh
Now they
yeah.
want sex all the time and they don't care who they're getting it from, how they're getting it.
They want that fix.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Now I spoke in the book about a filler, and you'll read it about a filler. Once I was married to my children's father, and when we did our split and decided we wanted to get a divorce, guess what? The girl and me said, I've been locked down for 10 years. Let me go have me some fun. All of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden. That's totally out of my character. I'm a
I can
lady of
relate.
great character. You hear me? Great integrity. But once I came out, it's like I came out the bag looking and on a prowl.
Yep.
And I wanted who I wanted it from. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And let me give you this nugget here. I got to tell you this. It's not in the book, but I have to share this because Father gave it to me. I can remember when I was on my way to go do wrong, meaning
Mm.
going to go see this person that I
Mm-hmm.
wanted that feel from, right? When I tell you, my mom, she came out. You know how God said he'll give you a way of escape.
Yes.
And one day I had 3 ways out and I didn't take not a one. Watch this. Let me tell you how that flesh had me crazy. The soul tie had me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When I tell you she came out the room, I'm coming out of the house late. When you have to go tipping and dipping at nighttime past 9, 10 o'clock, you know you ain't doing nothing right anyway. Why you can't leave out the house in the daytime? And why, if you're leaving at night, why you like you're sneaking? So she was like, where you going, young lady? Now I'm fully grown with children. She said, where you going? I said, oh, I said, I got to get out of here. Watch this lie that the flesh told. I got to go and fast and pray. I knew that was going to get me past my mom. Did you hear this lie? Watch this.
Wow.
The lie. And look, God was speaking to me to say that's what you need to be doing so you won't go do nothing. But look,
Right.
I didn't listen. I got
Mm-hmm.
past her. On the way to the individual, I saw on one of these big 18 semi truck, 18 wheelers. It said covenant transport. Father was reminding me that you are yet still in a covenant. That
Mm-hmm.
divorce is not dissolved.
Mm-hmm.
Go home. I passed by that. Get to the man house. Watch this, sister. The young man said, hey, how you doing? I was smelling good too. And I knew he liked me smelling good. He says, "You smell nice." I said, "Mm-hmm." And I was saying to myself, "You don't know what's in that duffel bag." He said, "You smell really nice." I said, "Mm-hmm." He said, "I got to tell you something. Last night I was watching television." He said, "Late last night, and my show was interrupted with a Christian broadcast." And so, okay, what did it say? He said it was talking about David and Bathsheba. I can't be David.
Oh,
Do you hear what I said? The Holy Spirit said
wow.
this right here. He said, I had to speak through your God since you ain't listening to me.
Yes.
Tell me that Father will not get a message to you to save you
Yes,
from
he
your
will.
sin sick self.
Yes, he will.
I said, oh my God. And that thing ended. And that's when God started dealing with me to not defile his temple any longer. He said, I'm sick of you. And if you don't stop, I'm going to turn you over to a reprobate mind and let you do what you want to do. And even
Mm,
in that craziness, I knew I needed a savior,
yes.
that I couldn't do life without God.
Nope.
And I definitely needed him in the form of the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
That's the truth. God woke me up. He woke me up later. I was still kind of crazy after that incident, but later
Hmm.
on, but not shortly after, I had to go in the house on my knees to my twin sister and say, "Can a woman be a virgin again?" And I had to
Mm.
stop my craziness.
You
And
know what's so wonderful about our Father is that He doesn't leave us, even though we're
no,
sinning and we're being disobedient, and I'm single now. I can go and
yeah,
do me. He still comes to see about us. He's
yes,
still. It's like we're the lost sheep, and He comes like, "Nah, come on, get back
yes.
over here, get back
Come
in
on,
line."
come
And
on,
I'm
daughter.
so gracious, and I'm so thankful that He didn't forget about me. He
I'm
didn't
so
forget about
thankful.
you.
I'm so
He didn't
thankful.
forget about everyone that He's rising up right now. I
Yes,
don't know if you've noticed it, but the
yes.
ones that were quiet and they were sitting in the back and they had that
Oh,
story, they had that testimony, that had that fire inside of them that God has given them,
yes.
and He was pushing us
He
a
pushing us to the
little,
front now.
a little, a little, and it's like, okay, now it's your time.
Oh
Now it's
God.
time for that gift. Everything that you went through was absolutely necessary because there's a little girl, there's a little boy,
Yes.
there's a woman
Yes.
that is
60,
going
70
through what
years
you're going
old.
through right now, and they need to know they're not alone.
That's
They need
right.
to know that somebody else not only has gone through it, but has gotten through it.
Yes.
That's the thing is people go through situations, but sometimes it tears them up and it tears them down so bad they're not
Yes.
able to get through it to get to their next.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
grateful to God, and I'm so like just talking to you right now. It just hits me all over
Yes.
again.
Yes.
He got me through it. I'm able to be at my next. You're able to be at your next.
I
We're
give him
able to
praise.
sit here, discuss something that is painful and
Oh,
traumatizing to help somebody else,
yes.
but not be ashamed to know
Yes.
it's not your fault.
It's not.
We don't even know, the person that did it, we don't know what their story is. We can't even judge them.
That's
But
right.
the point is that what you went through was necessary so you can go back and save somebody else, to let
That's right.
somebody else know you're not alone. If God can
Yes.
get me through, He can get you through. You got through with a sound mind, a
Yes.
thick skin, a
Come.
testimony
Come
to
on.
tell, and nothing but the Holy. I see God, you have such a sweet spirit. It's all
Thank you.
over you.
Likewise, you do too. I see you.
But it's some people that go through
Glory
things
to God.
and their mind don't survive it. Like that's
Oh,
one of the things that the enemy attacks me on was my mind. And it was
yes.
a fight, a real fight. And
He
being able
plays with
to
that.
overcome, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Mm-hmm. He plays with your mind.
Mhm.
Yeah. The battlefield of the mind. If he got this, oh, he ready to take you out. And I just
Yeah.
thank God. I tell him every day, I said, give me the mind of Christ. I always
Mm.
ask, a mind of Christ every single day. And I always tell him to search my heart. And sometimes this I get a little deep. I said, snatch that heart out. Because I
Mhm.
think I messed that one up yesterday. Give me a new one. So I'm always in my house just hollering out. You got to know me. I love laughter. And I say, Father, I need a new heart. I said, I know. I said, I bet he looking at his like just think about a surgeon, and he have that board over there of the person that he have to do these surgeries on. I said, I know, not that I'm just a bad person, but I always request a new heart. I said, look at him scratching off, saying, my daughter always asking for a heart. That heart is still fine, girl. But just because you ask, here's your heart. I want a new heart. I want him to have me clean. You hear me? As clean as I can be, so I can continue to love like he loved, forgive like he forgive, and extend that grace and mercy that he extends to me every single day. That's my
Amen.
prayer. That's my prayer. Yeah, every single
So,
day.
if someone is watching right now that needs to read sexual healing, that has
Yes,
experienced sexual healing, what
yes.
would you say to them?
I will tell them, pray. If they don't have a prayer life, God will send someone. And what I mean by everybody's not gonna be your ear. That
Mm-hmm.
you need. You know what I mean? Everybody is not assigned to you to help you to your next step. They don't know how. So
Right.
my prayer for them, and I'm just saying it over the airways for whoever watching, might go back and view this. If they don't have a prayer life, if you don't have a prayer life, I'm asking God now to send someone, a vessel that sees you, and they take you under their wing, and God will instill in them what you need. If you
Mm,
don't know how to pray yet, and some people don't, I'm still learning too. It's a day by day thing. Just communicate with them just like you communicate with your homegirl, homeboy, but with respect. Because
yes.
you want to respect your friends, so respect God on a total different level. But I would say get a journal. It's all in your release. Write down how you feeling. If you feel like you don't have somebody that you can trust, get you a journal. Write it down. Write it down. Some days you might write down 2 words, some days you might not. And one day you might find out that you need another journal because you fill that one up. But you
Right.
have to let it out. And letting it out, letting that release out, you're gonna have your second wind to keep on going. Sexual
Mm,
healing was written to let everybody know that no matter what you have gone through, if it was sexual abuse when you was young, whether you was a teenager, up in your adult life and going through it right now, it's a way out. It's a way out. And that's not God. That's the enemy trying to do some ugly stuff to you. Granted, we go through the journeys of life and processes, and some things happen, but
mhm.
let it work for your good. Let it work for your good. Don't stay there. Don't stay there. Yeah. Don't stay. Don't stay in low the bar. Come out.
Mhm.
Come out.
Well, thank you so much for coming on Transparent Tuesday. Like I told you guys, make sure you go out, you get her book, you support. If that's not your journey, you might know somebody else who has gone through it or may be going through it right now, and you can
Yes.
bless them with it.
Yes.
Thank you so much. You have a wonderful evening.
You too. Thank you for having me.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye.
All right, you guys, sexual healing. As she told you guys, she went through some things as a child. If you are a child, if you're an adult and you're going through something, you don't have to face it alone. Don't be ashamed. Don't feel like you can't talk to anybody. Don't feel like someone's going to judge you. You can always reach out. I'm available. I'm sure she's available. And like she said, pray. Even if all you can get out of your mouth is Jesus, you need that healing. You don't have to fight this battle by yourself. That's one thing about the enemy. He tries to get you by yourself alone to still kill and destroy. It does not have to be that way. You're not alone. It is not your fault. Know that you did not cause it upon yourself. You did not ask for it, and you do not deserve it. You are a child of the Most High. You're a prince, a princess, a queen, or a king. And never forget that. Now is not the time to be silent. Allow the enemy or anybody else to silence you. It's time to rise up and be about our Father's business. Until next Tuesday, make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel because you never know what topic may transform your life. It's not about us anymore. It's not about being selfish or what we need. It's about what God needs us to do for the kingdom. Time is winding up, and we can see the world that we live in right now is so crazy. Do your part. We all have a part. Make sure you're doing your part. And if you don't know how to, you need help, reach out. Don't stay silent. Now's not the time to be silent. God bless you guys and have a blessed evening.